What's up, guys? Today on Silver City Reef we are going to try to fix some of the mistakes that I made when I was setting this up. I know we're going to drill the second hole for the wiring to run through into the control panel. We will also get the wiring for the lights set up, and I will show you how I set up the ATO. So stay tuned. So before we can get started, because the tank is already up and running, I have to cover the sump. We don't want sawdust or pieces of wood falling into it. So the way I did the display tank when I installed the lights was I covered the tank with a towel. I'm going to try to do the same thing here. Hopefully the plumbing will not get in the way, but we shall see. So, as you can see, I just covered it over with a towel. I tucked it down the sides, so if any sawdust does fall, it will either go down the side of the tank or stick to the towel, and I will of course vacuum it up before I take it off. So, let's get ready to drill. So I'm not sure how well you're actually going to be able to see the drilling process, but I have my drill here, charged battery, and a 1 3/4 inch hole saw bit. What we're going to do is we're just going to put a hole right at the top, and we will run the wiring for the light through. And we'll put another hole, probably not this big, somewhere in the back, just to run the plugs through and up to the light. Alright, so now that we have the hole cut, we need to figure out how to run the wiring for the light through the back wall. What I'm thinking is maybe we can go through where my outlet comes in. It is protected with a weatherproof, waterproof cover that is sealed all the way around the outlet itself and around the plug. So if the wiring will fit through both of them for both lights, then I think that's what I'm going to go with rather than drilling another hole. While we're here, let's talk about the Tunze ATO that I added. This is the Osmolator 3155. As you can see, I had to drill a hole right here through the back, and this is the return line from the pump. Over here, if you can see, kinda, is where I mounted my sensors in the return chamber. And over here, I just picked up a 10-gallon A 10-gallon aquarium from Petco, $1 per gallon. Obviously, I'm not going to spend a fortune on a ATO reservoir at this point. It works, you know. I filled it up a little bit more than halfway 2 or 3 days ago, and as you can see, there's still plenty left. I did have to put a piece of the aqua mesh underneath the pump because it's extremely loud. I'm not sure if it's turned up all the way or what the situation is. Anyways, let's see if we can get these lights wired up, and we'll call it a day. Alright, so what ended up happening was the wires were not long enough to go down through the outlet opening and up to reach the lights. So what I did was drilled another hole in the back, as you can see, and I'm thinking I may run the power head wires through there as well, because right now they run down with the plumbing. So I might just run them across through that hole and back out the top hole. As you can see, I took the 2 power head controllers out and I moved them over here into the control panel where they were originally supposed to go. I cleaned it up a little bit. Obviously, I still have some tidying up to do. I need to go get some more 3M, either Velcro strips or double-sided glue strips. But here you can see I ran the wires up through the channel and it's zip tied here temporarily. I'll tighten it up, obviously. Then it comes down through this channel, down the back. As you can see, it splits here. There's 1. There's 2 for that light. Again, once both lights are up, those will be tightened up and hopefully you won't really notice the wire. So yeah, I think it's looking a lot better than it was. I'm going to leave the ATO controller in there. I think that's fine. Kind of like being able to see it when I'm looking at the sump. Everything seems to be operating smoothly. I'm a little concerned that the heater isn't heating the display tank enough, so I'm going to have to pick up a thermometer to throw in the display to see if I need to turn up the heater a little bit to offset the fact that it is in the sump. Obviously, I still have a lot to do. I still want to change the ball valve to a gate valve, and I still would like to switch the sump from the 29 to a 20 long, which shouldn't be that big of a process. It's just waiting for my brute trash can to be empty so I can use it to put the salt water in from this sump while I switch everything out. And obviously I have to go to Petco and get the tank, but I don't think it'll be too bad. So I have to run to the bank to get the bracket for that Hydra 26. Once I put the money in the bank, I will put the order in on BRS. So that's all I'm waiting on there. Other than that, we're in good shape. Still just waiting to see what's up with the cycle. I hit 30 days, I think 2 days ago, and it's still not processing the ammonia and the nitrites fast enough. So, like I said in a previous video, this tank will end up seeing probably a 2 to 3 month cycle, probably 3 months. But you never know. I guess we'll see what happens. I had tried to fix my sand the other day. As you can see, it all blew back. It's not as bad as it was though. So I'm going to have to find a way to position the power heads so that it doesn't blow the sand from the front. I think I'd rather have it blow the sand in the back if I had to have it blow sand somewhere, I guess. But anyways, that is all for today. I thought I would give you guys an update and show you what I was working on. If I'm feeling up to it, I might show you how to make a quarantine tank setup, what's required, the necessary equipment, and so forth. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy the video.